Hello children, myself Ranjana Srivastava. I am your science teacher from Mikra Primary English Medium School branch. Today we will study 7th chapter of class 6 Science NCERT textbook, that is Getting to Know Plants. If you look around and observe all the plants around you, a lot of variation. A variety of plants exists around us. Some are tall, some are short, and some are medium in height. Variation exists in terms of size, shape, color, and leaves also. From plants produces big beautiful flowers, whereas some do not produce flowers at all. There exists variation in terms of size, color, shape, and fragrance of flowers also. So basically, what we are saying is that there is a lot of variation of plants around us. And in this chapter, we will study about these plants in detail. So let's begin our chapter. There is getting to know plants. Okay. So based on characters of plants, plants are classified as herbs, shrubs, and trees. We will now study about each one of them in detail. First, we will study about herbs. Herbs are plants with green and tender stems, green and soft stem, basically non-woody stem, and we can easily bend its stem. Usually herbs are short in height and they have few branches. Let it look some more example of herbs. Pudina plant or mint plant is also a herb. Coriander plant or dhania plant, tulsi, grasses, spinach or palak, wheat plant, all of these are herbs. Some more example are tomato plant, wheat plant, rice plant, ginger plant, carrot plant, tulsi plant, spinach, coriander, pudina, etc. All of these are herbs. Alright. We will now study about shrubs. So shrubs are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. Yes, they are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. And branching in shrubs is start near the base or close to the ground. As you can see in the picture, the branching is starting near the base. Alright. The stem is hard but not very thick. Right. Like the stem of the tree, it's hard but not very thick like the tree. Some example of shrubs are China rose plant and Duranta plant. As you can see, these are taller than herbs but shorter than trees. They are woody stem and also the branches starting near the base like this. Some more example are jasmine, China rose, lemon, duranta, bougainvillea, etc. So in this picture you clearly understand the difference between herbs, shrubs and trees. These small plants over here are herbs. These are shrubs taller than herbs. They have wood stem also. And the branches start near the base, and these over here, the tallest one of these are trees. Let's move forward. We will now study about trees. So trees are very tall. They have hard and thick brown stem, which is also called as trunk of the tree. This is trunk of the tree. The stem have branches in the upper part much above the ground. As you can see, the branches will start above the ground, not like start from near the ground. Okay. These are the some of the example of trees. Mango, apple tree, jamun tree, peepal tree, banyan tree, coconut tree, neem tree, pine tree, etc. A variety of trees exist around us. So now clear difference between herbs, shrubs, trees, etc. Let's try to look in this picture that you can see the clear difference shaped between herbs, shrubs and trees. This part over here, this smaller here, these are the herb of this are the herb shorter in height, shorter stem and not woody stem. You can easily bend their stem and few branches also. These are shrubs longer than the herb, wooden stem and branch start from the base. All of these are shrubs. These are the trees over here. Alright. In this table, we can clear difference between shrub plants and trees, herbs, shrubs and tree base of shrub characters. So on the base of the height, herbs smallest one shrub are taller than the herb but smaller than the tree, and trees are tallest on the base of stem. Herbs have soft and green stem. Shrubs have not hard but not very thick. Tree have hard and thick on where do branches. In herbs no few branches. In shrub have where near the base of the tree. Alright. In tree height much above the ground. Some plants have weak stems and they cannot stand upright. Examples are creepers and climbers. Let's understand about the creepers in details. Creeper are plants that spread creeps on the ground. For example, watermelon, muskmelon, pumpkin, sweet potato, etc. And then climber plant that take support of a neighboring structure, wall, fence, tree and supporting. They climb up. Example, money plant, pea plant, bitter gourd, bottle gourd, etc. So creepers spread on the ground. So you can see in the picture they are creeping in spread on the ground. This is a watermelon. Example of creeper. This pumpkin is again, this is a creeping. Example, this is also a creeper. Okay. So climbers climb up by taking support of the neighboring structure. Can you see that here? Money plant is taking the support of this tree and this is climb up is the example of climbers. This is bitter gourd of the and climber up again and example climber. I hope you understand between creepers and climbers. Okay. After studying herbs, shrubs and trees and climbers, now it is time to study about part of plant. Alright. So all of these us know these are root of plants. These leaves, this is the stem, this flower. But in the chapter we are learn this part of the detail. We know about the root system, or root system is the shoot system of the stem, leaves and flowers. First we study about then we will study about flower. Let's beginning about the stem. Hold the plants erect or upright. This is the stem. We know that the right stems bears leaves, flowers and fruits, or two more important functions. Stem carries water and minerals from soil and different part of the plant through special tubes called as xylem. Stem also carries food prepared in the leaves to different part of the plant through special tubes called as phloem. Alright. Let's understand this. All of them know this root will absorb water and minerals from the soil, right? And these water and minerals are transported to different part of a plant through stem. How? With the special tube which are present in the stem. These tubes are called as xylem. Alright. This is xylem, a special tube present in the stem with the help of the which water and minerals are transported to the part of the plant. Alright. Now we also know that the food is prepared by the leaves in the plant by the process of photosynthesis, right? Now this food is transported to other part of the plant again by the stem with the help of a special tube called as phloem. Alright. So what we study this, that water and minerals are transported by xylem and food is transported to its different part of the plant by phloem. This is phloem. A special tube present inside the stem with the help of which food is transported to different part of the plant. Alright. So here we have an experiment to show that the stem conducts water. That is, stem transport water and minerals to different part of the plant. Let's look at the experiment. You have to take a glass and fill it 1/3 with water. Then you have to add few drops of ink to the water. We have taken red color ink here. Alright. Now take a herb and cut the base of the stem of the herb and put it in the glass. Observe the plant next day. You will observe the color of flower has changed red. How? Because the stem has transported the color water to different parts including flower, and that's how this flower got red color. Alright. Now here also we have a white rose stem. We dip the stem in blue ink and what we observe, that flower color has changed into bluish. Here how? Because stem has transported this water to flower, right? So this proves the stem transport or conducts water. Alright. After studying about stem, let's now study about leaves. Okay. First we will study about the parts of leaves. So this broad green part of the leaf is called, this entire part is called as leaf lamina, and the part of the leaf by which it is attached to the stem, of the leaf is attached to the stem by this part, right? So this part is called as petiole of the leaf. Then there are small lines present on the leaf and they are called as vein of the leaf. These are the veins of the leaf. This is small present over the surface of the leaf. And the thick vein which is present in the middle of the leaf is called as midrib. This thick vein which present in the middle, this is called as midrib. Alright? Okay. So now you have understood the different part of the leaf. This broad green part is called as the leaf lamina. Now this is the midrib. These are the veins and this is the petiole part which the leaf is attached to the stem. Alright? Now the veins also make a pattern on the leaf and this is called as venation. The patterns of the veins of the leaf is called as venation, and we have two types of venation, reticulate venation and parallel venation. Let's study about each one of them. Alright. In this design is net like on the both sides of midrib, it is called as reticulate venation. Can you see in this picture the design of is like this on both sides of the midrib, like this one, right? So this type of venation is known as reticulate venation, found in rose, peepal, mango tree, etc. And if the design made by veins and is parallel to one another in a leaf is called parallel venation. Can you see that in this veins are parallel to one another like this? So this type of venation is known as parallel venation, found in grass, wheat, maize, banana, etc. Alright. So this is reticulate venation, the net-like design present in both sides of the midrib. This is midrib, right? Reticulate venation. And this is parallel venation, the veins and parallel to one another. In this one they are vertically parallel to one another, and in this one they are horizontally parallel to one another. The veins are parallel to one another. Alright. So this is called as parallel venation. So students, now I am going to end this session. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye bye.